Champions winner Jon Rahm to the interview room. Jon, 8th career victory. Just take us through your day.
A bit of a crazy day, I'm not gonna lie. I'm wearing black pants on this Sunday, shirt that I usually wear, because I was like, I don't usually like getting too close to Sundays and tired. I'm like, we're so far away, whatever. Right? I'll just wear black. I didn't want to wear navy all day, so every day. And I just put on the black ones with, not that I didn't have hope, but I'm like, we're gonna need a small miracle. And after bogey in one, I was gonna need somewhat of a larger miracle, right? And it goes to say you just got to do the little things properly. It's a golf course where, yes, you can score them, but you have to hit the shots and take advantage of it. And I started right after one, obviously. The great shot on 2-2, gave myself the easiest putt on that hole, made birdie, good putt on 3, birdie on 4, missed a short eagle putt on 5, another great birdie on 6, and just kept things going, right? I gave myself plenty of birdie opportunities. My iron game today was much better than it was the first 3 days, and it showed. And then it wasn't until the second shot on 18, gave myself an eagle chance when I realized if I make this putt and one back, finish, hopefully make 2 more birdies coming in, I'll definitely have a chance. And little did I know that when I was walking down the fairway on 17, I was going to have a 2-shot lead. Well, a 1-shot lead, sorry.
With that, we'll open up to questions. Can we get the microphone out here?
Is there a board there on 17, Tom?
Get it to Doug.
A what, sorry?
Is there a board there on 17 that you saw?
Yeah, there was one to the right. After I hit my second shot, I'm walking down, thinking I need birdies, and I wasn't really planning on looking at it because I was like, well, it's an outside chance. But I saw when they have kind of our player profile, it was me and Tom, and it said I was in first place, and it didn't say T1, and I kind of looked at it. I'm like, what's going on, right? And then it said, yeah, I had a 1-shot lead, and that changed everything. I told Adam, hey man, we're ahead by 1. Because you need to change a bit of the mindset, right? You need to take an unnecessary risk at that point. But yeah, there was this aboard at 17.
Cameron Morfitt with PGAtour.com.
I think you were 8 behind going in the back 9. Have you ever been part of any shift quite as dramatic as that?
I wasn't even paying attention at that point. I knew I was going to need an extremely low back 9. My objective was to get as close to 30 under as possible, right? That was what I had in mind. Colin was, I believe, at 27 under already before he even played 9. So I have to assume he's going to birdie the par 5s, so that puts him close to 30 under, right? So I just kind of forgot about it for a second, right? I just started playing 10, made a couple of good swings, didn't make the putt, another good swing on 11, didn't make the putt, and then the birdies came in, and I realized after the birdie on 13 that I had a bit of a chance, but I've never really thought about how hard it was going to be, right? If I'm constantly thinking about how many back I am, it can get a little daunting for anybody. So again, like same thing I did on 2. I just took the approach of just trying to hit the best shot I could at each moment, and it really helped out.
We'll go to Dave Shedlowski.
I was going to ask you, how big was it to bounce back at 2? Adam seemed to think that was huge. I mean,
yeah, he was smiling more than usual for a birdie. It's not the easiest hole, right? And to make a really good swing, because it was a quality swing. I was going in with just enough club to get there with a 7-iron, and I hit it perfect in a great line and make the putt. He knew, right? I mean, just 2 good shots like that can change the entire day. And not that dynamic was going to be different, but obviously making that birdie after a bad start was great. Now, I always say, though, if you can play the first 4 holes in this golf course under par, I feel like you're gaining strokes. It's not the easiest start. And then from then on is when you can get birdies going, right? 5 through 9, you can make birdies. 10 through 12, you can make birdies. And then 14 on, you can make birdies. I've seen that happen a million times. You rarely see somebody go 2 or 3 under through the first 4. So, I kind of went along with what I usually think you should do.
An obvious question, but after last year playing so well, 33 under and not winning, I don't know if this makes up for it, but does it?
It does.
Kind of feel like it does?
I'm not going to lie. Had he shot 60 under par in 2 starts here and not won either one of them, that would have been a hard pill to swallow. something just doesn't register to say that, right? To do that well and lose both times. So, I really, it showed, I had that image in my head right before hitting my turn to hit the putt on 18, because I was thinking, man, I don't want to give him a chance to just chip in or make a putt or anything, right? I just really want to get this one in, and I did. So that definitely was in my mind. I'm like, I don't want to say 59 under in 2 years wasn't enough.
Alan Shipnook.
You were almost slightly defensive at the end of last year, like, hey guys, I won various places, I had a really, really good year, but obviously Cameron's number one, Scotty did, Rory did. Like, I know you're a competitive guy. Does part of you feel like I want to reclaim my spot at the top of the sport?
Oh, I definitely do, yeah. And had they not changed the world ranking points, I would have been pretty damn close right now. At this point, I'm thinking, will I pass Patrick Kenley? Because since the playoffs, I have not missed the top 7. I've won 3 times, and I don't even get close to him. So I'm trying to understand what's going on. But in my mind, I feel like since August, I've been the best player in the world, I feel like. And I think a lot of us should feel like a lot of times we're the best. Early in the year, clearly, Scotty was that player. Then Rory was that player. And I feel like right now it's been me. Anybody at any given year can get a hot 3-4 months to get to that spot, right? It's the level of golf we're at nowadays. It is what it is. It's very difficult to stay out there, and it requires a lot of golf. But we're all working hard. I know, everybody's putting a lot of effort to try to stay there as long as possible. But to answer that, yes, I want to be back out there, because
Last one here, Alan.
it's something you want to do, obviously. But you need to play good and win tournaments, right? Nobody's going to give it to you.
Yeah, I mean, I know you have deep ambitions to make a mark on this game. So how do you stay patient when you haven't won a major in X number of months? And you...
There's many ways to make a mark,
Cameron next.
right? I think, listen, we all want to break a lot of records, but you have to take it week by week, right? It is what it is. I think what I can say is I'm going to try my absolute hardest every day of the year to try to be the best golfer I can be. And that's all I can do, period. Whatever results that comes with, it will be. But all I can tell you I can do is exactly that. And that's what I'm going to do.
You mentioned playing well since really the end of last year. I think you have 3 wins now in your last 4 starts. What has clicked on for you so much that you're playing so well?
I mean, I think I said it before a few times at the end of last year. It doesn't really feel that different to early in the year. It's just the results I felt like I could produce just hadn't come yet. But if you look at numbers, I think the main difference has been a bit more accurate on my approach shots, but mainly making putts. I got a lot more comfortable with my putting, and again, the last 4 or 5 months, my putting has been about as good as it's ever been.
Jon, after last year's final round, the shootout, just the epic, historical shootout, Shed asked a little bit about it, but coming in 8 strokes behind starting today, was it in the back of your mind that,
yes,
hey, maybe I can get this done today?
Yes. I thought I was going to, like I said earlier, have to get really close to 30 under. And again, have the same guy, the same call-in that we had the first 3 days shown up, he would have been at 30-some under. There's very little we would have been able to do, right? A 59 on the golf course is tough, all right? Anywhere, but out here, 14 under is not easy to do. So you need a combination of both. Me having a really good day, which I did, and Colin not having his best. And it kind of happened to where it overlapped a little bit, where I started really kicking in my next gear, and he made a few bogeys. But he was bogey free until, till 14, which is insane. But I'm lucky the golf gods were on my side in that sense, right? You need a little bit of help from Colin in this situation.
Did this course owe you one from last year?
No, of course they don't owe me anything. It's not the course ever. It's not like I had a moment where I got very unlucky and something. And even then, it's not the course itself, right? The course is there, and you play the way you're supposed to play. Cam just beat me. I mean, he shot 34 under. What else am I going to do? It's not like I had a bad week.
A few more, DylanDesharet.com.
This was a little bit of the beginning of a new era on the PGA Tour, with this being the first designated event. Is there anything cool about that for you to win the first one? And did it feel at all different, or did it feel the same as last year?
didn't feel different at all. Not really a difference, right? I mean, there's a different way to qualify for the tournament, but during COVID in 2021, we had the same people qualify for the tournament, so it's a little, I wouldn't know what to say, right? It's not really any different. I think we might see a bigger difference in full field events more than this one. I think you'll see a difference in a couple others, but this one is so unique, and this guy is such a strong character with what it is that to me, it didn't feel any difference. It really shouldn't feel any different, but it's I'm going to say, obviously, a great start for me for what's going to be a very different year.
Doug?
Thanks, John. Do you feel bad for calling?
I don't know how to answer that without sounding very rude.
Spanish.
As competitors, no, I want to win. That's all I can tell you. I've been where he's been before, right? I've made a mess of a round before, and especially in amateur golf, I've done it before. I think we've all been there. You don't want to see that happen, really, ever. You want to beat everybody at their best, but if the best calling has shown up today, I wouldn't have won. That's all I can say. So I just always wish the best for everybody, but at this moment, it's something. Not that he needs to learn a lot more from golf, because we all know he's capable of, but it's something he's going to learn a lot from.
And secondly, if you go from 12 through 18 on, what do you consider to be one of the better or the more important shots that you hit during that stretch?
I think the tee shot on 15. Every other shot, 12, I missed it a little right and ended up in a really good spot on the hole. 13, it's a pretty straightforward hole. Nothing special outstanding there. But to put that drive on 8 and 15 where I did, I mean, it was a 3/4 8 iron on a par 5 from a flat lie, which is the most important thing I can say about that. It's very easy to leave that on top and have a hanging lie, 4 iron, left to right wind. Can't miss right. If you go long left, it's not the easiest shot, right? So I kind of made a point of swinging hard at that one, knowing that if I hit a good one and on the right line, it could get down there. Even if it went in the rough, you have a chance with a shorter iron. And it ended up on an uphill, perfect number, perfect lie. I don't think I could have placed it any better, so I think that would be the most important one.
Adam Shupak, Golf Week.
John, did you feel like you lost this tournament on Friday?
No. We have 4 days for a reason. Right, so you have to complete all 72 holes last time I checked, so yeah, that's golf.
And how hard is it to play with a big lead like that of 6, 7, 8, 9 strokes?
I don't know if I've played with a lead like that on the PGA Tour. I've done it in the European Tour. I've been lucky.
You would have at Memorial.
Good point. I'll go back to you on that one. It's not easy. It's not easy. I think that's the one advice I give everybody that asks about professional golf. No matter the lead, if in a regular course you have to expect somebody's going to come in and shoot 64, 65, out here you have to expect the same thing. Somebody's going to shoot a very low number. And at one point, Max was up there making those birdies. He didn't have the best finish, but you have to assume somebody's going to come in on Sunday and shoot low, and you're going to have to do it as well. And that's all I can tell you. It's also difficult coming out with a 6-shot lead. I mean, at one point he was leading by 8 or 9, so I don't blame him for being a little bit more conservative. But again, on this golf course, you just always have to go out for birdies. This is what it is. And when you go out to make those birdies, sometimes mistakes happen. Not only for him, for everybody.
Last couple. No, it'll be Alan Hoshida with KHON. Right next to you, Alan. Yep.
Local TV station here. You've talked about your love for Maui so much. What is it specifically that you and your wife and your family has really taken to the islands that make you feel comfortable out here?
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I think we decided when it was our first time here to make this our week, which means no family except from our kids is allowed to come. I think it really worked out for us. Especially the week before the tournament, we come early, around the 27th usually. We always tell our families, I'm going to put my phone in the drawer, see ya. that being a bit of a metaphor, right? We're not going to do that, but you're not going to hear from me as much as I usually do because this is our time off. Long calendar season is very long, and I feel like Maui really embraces that mindset of you're here in the islands, enjoy it, right? And I love waking up early and seeing the sunrise here and enjoying the sunset and just taking in the just chill atmosphere, right? I still practice and play a lot of golf, but I'm still going to the pool afterwards and enjoying. So I think when you're ready to come and lay down and have Mai Tais and pina coladas, I think the island is like, bring it on, embrace it, and I think that's why it's like this, and it's been really good to us as well.
Last two, Alan and then Doug.
If you can go back in time to where you were when you won at Torrey Pines, the U.S. Open, to now, what's different about your game, and how much better would you say you are, if at all?
You're picking a very specific week. I can tell you I was much more comfortable with my swing at the U.S. Open than I have been in all the wins since. Not that I'm uncomfortable, okay? I'm just saying. I was very in command of my game that week and very, very comfortable, especially on that golf course. It's just experience, right? Living certain moments is always going to make you better. I think my short game has become a little bit better, a little bit sharper, and especially maybe from the 50 to 80 yard range, I've improved in some things that made me a little bit better as well. Not that it's shots that you often see, but actually out here you need it quite a bit. So I think that part of my game I've been a little bit better. My putting, I think, might be a bit better as well, but that's just getting, if I get picky, I'm going to find a lot of little things that I'm going to find better than back then. At the end of the day, I tee it up every week with full confidence that I can win no matter how I'm feeling.
Last one with Doug.
I'm really sorry to end this dramatic day with such a dumb question, but I'm confused about the blue pant thing. What was that?
Oh, you want to know the honest truth?
I do, actually, yeah.
I forgot almost all the belts I was supposed to bring. So I had a navy belt and a black belt. And I told Kelly, I'm not about to be hot as hell all week wearing black pants and darker shirts, so navy it is. And then I went to Sunday and I said, I do not want to wear navy pants again. So, because we're teeing off at 10 a.m., there goes black pants. And that's all I can tell you. I know it's a stupid answer to a stupid question, but that's the truth. I usually don't want to wear anything that's close to red with black on Sundays because of Tiger, and that's his outfit. But that's why I wear gray or navy or other things usually. I don't want to get close to him. But yeah, I just didn't want to wear navy anymore. I forgot my belts. That's all it is. They actually, Travis Matthews shipped me this one, so I had something else. Then it wasn't just navy.
Appreciate the time.
I know, you would not expect that. I also forgot socks. I forgot a few things.
Brought your game.
Brought my clubs. That's kind of all I was thinking of. Brought my clubs, kid stuff, but I forgot a few of my things.
Appreciate the time, John. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.